Hey everyone, it's John again. Play a little bit of Immaculate Grid. Gonna go back and play one of the older ones. We're probably in May of 2023 at this point, with on grid number 28. I just played grid number 279, which was the daily grid for Saturday the 6th of January, and yeah, I got a minute 10, 110, and then I got 110 on the rarity round, which, as you can imagine, was the result of me missing one. I fused together two players that I didn't think I would, but somehow I did, which was Cliff Floyd and Carl Everett. I went with Carl Everett, even though his career ended before the season I was thinking of, which was Rays DH. And um, I remembered, gotta get this right, Cliff Floyd being on that team, and being a like kind of a platoon DH. But yeah, I put the wrong guy. I put Everett. So all right, you learn lessons. I don't know if I learned a lesson from that. I knew it was Floyd. I just fused two players who both played the outfield, both hit left-handed, and were both a problem if you were facing them in the lineup. Usually hit about fifth in their respective lineups, and we're good for 25 to 35 home runs or so, as I recall. And let's get into it. Let's see. I'm going to share that screen, and we're playing grid number 28 here. So I'm going to click that and then hit go, and away we go. All right, let's go with my man Jeremy Burnett's. Dante Bichette works here. He's usually about 10%, I think, for that one. And Matt Stairs will work. Burn him there. I think Jason Bay is the only one, and I thought this had come up before. And then Roberto Clemente certainly works. Clemente. I think Jennings is the only one here. So that's also 100%. This one, there's several. I'm going to go with Verlander. Hit Cabrera there. And isn't Larry Walker the only one here too? Okay, so that might be an all-time high for me for going 9 for 9, because there was three that were at 100%. I wasn't really trying for rarity. I mean, I guess I can, but it'll just be 300 and something when I go for rarity. As a reminder, these grids were pre rarity score. I don't think rarity score came around. I think it was just before Baseball Reference took it over, but I don't think rarity score came around until like the 80s. In fact, that's why I got the idea to start doing these, was because I started around grid number 91, I think. And but until then, nobody had there wasn't any rarity, so it was just like a flex to have a unique player. So anyway, what I get, like I got under a minute on that, I think. I think I remember seeing that. It's 45 seconds ago. Yeah, so I guess the goal is, let's try to get as low in the 300s as we can, and that'll be an optimal score. So we're really just trying for these six. I did pretty low there, but it is the Brewers, so I do feel somewhat obligated to try for a lower score. Let's see here, sharing that one. This was the timed round from before. So we'll go back here, scroll, scroll, scroll. And we find ourselves at grid number 28. All right, I could have sworn this one came up already. Actually, I thought both of these came up. So Jason Bay for here. I remember not getting it, but I think it was on a pre-grid 28. So they used the same 100% option on two grids in the first 30. And then we said this one was Jason Jennings. And this one can only be Larry Walker. All right. So from here, I think down here, I'm going to go Alex Sanchez. He goes sub 1. And then I think I've used him before, but Dave Lapointe? Maybe it's just Lapointe. I'm not actually sure. He played for both teams. That's a low rarity score. And then let's see, Brewers and Rockies, some pretty low ones. Burnett's will probably be decently low. I knew Bichette was going to be a little bit higher because he went Brewers then Rockies. He was on the 93 Rockies. He was a problem through the 90s as long as he was at Coors Field. Um, Eric Young played for a while for the Rockies. He'd be an interesting pick. And he would also work for the one below. Mike Myers, the lefty submariner. He played on both teams. He goes 0.1. All right, Rookie of the Year for the Tigers. I know Whitaker works. I'm not sure how many other options there are though. Besides him and Verlander. MVP for the Pirates. I don't remember if Paul Wainer wins one. And Clemente was bound to be pretty popular. Dave Parker also works. Barry Bonds works. So in order, it's probably, I would say, McCutchen, Bonds, Clemente, Walker, or not Walker, excuse me, Parker. Dave Parker, who also would have worked here. I'm going to go with Dick Groat, 1960 National League MVP, which I wrote about a little bit in my book. All right, MVP for the Tigers, I believe Gehringer won like the 37 AL MVP. He goes 1%. Hal Newhouser also probably would have been a low one. And I haven't come up with anyone better than Lou Whitaker, so let's just go with him. Those are the only two I can think of, Verlander and Whitaker. That takes 18%. So 23 from 6 is really the way to think of that. Looking at the summary here, there were 5 rookies of the year, and I probably took, well, maybe the second or third most popular. Let's see who else I'm not thinking of. It's only one worth looking at is Detroit. Fidrick I should have gotten. Harvey Keene I didn't actually know. I've used Keene before in these grids. I didn't know he was a rookie of the year, and I would count that for the Brewers. Michael Fulmer, I remember because he beat out Gary Sanchez. And I thought he was a pretty obvious pick to beat out Gary Sanchez. I mean, look at 5.4 WAR, and I think Sanchez only played like 30 games. And the New York media was all like, but Sanchez also played the same number of games as Fulmer, as if that's like even remotely an apt comparison. So yeah, I do remember all of these except Keene. Keene I've used for 200 hits and 300 batting average and Detroit and other teams. I was not registering him as a rookie of the year. Fidrick, I should have gotten though. But actually, that was probably going to be pretty popular too. Honestly, the only good answer I think in terms of low rarity score was going to be Harvey Keene. But all right, I'll take that. Even though I didn't perform poorly per se, just I didn't see a super low rarity score, and I might just play another one. But I gotta check on the little one over here. So, thanks a lot for playing. If you like my little rants, including I did talk a little bit about Dick Groat's I alluded to Dick Groat's 1960 MVP in my book. But if you like what you hear, feel free to buy it. I certainly won't say no to the few bucks I get in royalties from Amazon. And I appreciate those of you who have bought it. And I especially appreciate those of you who've read it and commented about you liking it. On a personal note, I never expected the book to become a big thing, and that's good because it hasn't been a widespread thing. I wrote it for people a very niche audience of people who are into baseball for volleys as much as I am, and I'm glad to have kind of found that community, even though it's not going to make me super rich or anything. I never really expected it to. It's just great to be able to chat about this kind of stuff in the YouTube comments section or on Twitter or what have you. So thanks a lot for that support. It really does mean the world to me. And you all have a great rest of your weekend. Peace.